To be confident.
We're being honest, yo. In a world of honesty,
Okay.
man.
In a world where protesters all around the world are charging against white supremacy like the ending of Avengers Endgame, this is the vent. I am your
Woo.
host,
That's a good
Jay
reference.
Hunterville. We got the Nerd Z here.
Hey.
We got Del Pesh here.
In the flesh.
I don't know if they
Not
can hear
literally.
him. Can they hear him in the live? I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But you know, COVID's still going around. A lot of things are going on in this world today. So like, how are you guys doing?
It's been a very,
Good.
eventful 2 weeks. But what was that, Z?
Mm-hmm. No, I was saying I'm good. Like I have been. I won't lie. I've gotten into a few
Your head is just popping up on the
confrontations.
live. Your head just popped up out the live. Like what?
Sorry.
Like I was like, what the hell? I was like, where did you go? Like,
Because I'm doing my cards. Sorry.
what cards are you speaking of? Speaking of cards, what are these
Speaking of
cards you're talking about?
cards, I'm talking about my Black Queen cards.
Hey.
That I'm selling.
Can you speak some more about your Black Queen cards?
Yeah, so I'll read the back of it. So basically, in honor of everything and to also be able to give and extend in a different way or extend in however I can, right? Since I'm not able to be there all the time in certain areas, there are other ways that you can reach out to help other Black people, right? So this I feel is like a long-term type of project. So essentially it's called Black Queen. And this is like in honor of all the women and just the lives of people of like women who've been taking care and losing some people in their life because of like the injustice that's going on. So it's called Black Queen and it's showing love and appreciation through visual expression. The Black Queen is internally and externally beautiful, handcrafted, and one of a kind. That is what this card is. So, yeah, man. People can hit me up for it if they are interested.
How much are the cards? How much are you selling them for? What's going on with the
So,
cards?
the cards are going for $12.99.
Okay.
And yeah, $12.99. But there also are included in the actual card are also other Black run led focused businesses that are in the card. So it's not only just for that community, but it's also just marketing other Black owned businesses as well. So it's like a 2-for-1. Not only do you get to give the gift of giving and, sharing and showing your love and expression through words or through the gesture of giving a card, but you also get to see other people who are working hard within the community and like finding ways to create or plant seeds essentially of how to like bring ourselves forward or like give some wealth and develop wealth. So yeah, man.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Shanks, man. So my head's gonna keep popping in and out. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like this looks like I'm talking to nobody.
Don't kill me. I'm here.
So how you guys been containing how you guys been during the COVID stuff going on?
I can around now a little bit more.
Let's see how lyrical I can get. Let's see if rap taught me a lot of things. So
if rap taught you.
So without saying much, but saying much. Right now,
they hear you on the live. I don't know if they can hear you. Talk.
Okay, but anyways, so right now I'm doing a 14-day paid, of course. You got to pay Del Peach.
Yes.
But, yeah, just self-isolating at the moment. There was an alleged incident at a workplace, and the precaution that I have to take is to stay home. And yeah, but otherwise, in terms of how I feel, I don't feel anything different. I know this ginger. I know this ginger, garlic. What am I? Ginger, garlic, turmeric, black pepper. Holy, apple cider vinegar. All that. It's. I don't know.
Going to town on natural stuff.
All that natural stuff. Yeah, it's bringing up stuff, but like no no crazy symptoms like that. Still exercising, still getting sunshine, which is very important because it builds up your immune system and everything.
Yes, it does.
Right? But otherwise,
No.
I'm happy. I'm chilling.
Well, I wasn't able to go to like, protests and stuff, which we'll be talking about soon because of like health reasons and stuff as well. So, I took my test. My test came out negative.
Hey.
Yeah, like after that, I was pretty good when it came to the COVID stuff. So now I'm not gonna be running out. I'm not gonna be running out trying to like go all over the protests because I've donated money. I've done that's what I've done the most, just donated money because for me the protest, like I want to go to a protest, but like because I just got off my 14 days and all that stuff,
you're gauging it.
I'm gauging it, you know what I mean? So, I'm just playing it safe, making sure I don't like the worst thing you could do, like, is just, not even realize that you're harming the people, right? Or people that are supporting you, right? So that's the things I think about. So I just donated money. But like, how do you guys feel about the protests? Because I didn't even think like that. It's fun. It's crazy because there's a lot of peaceful protests that are not being
televised. Yes.
And it's crazy how like the news will say something, but Twitter says something completely
different. Whoa.
Completely different.
Say that
I know we spoke about this before, but like there's more incidents where they're doing the most, like a girl legit looting, and they say white woman legit looting, and they said, oh, maybe she works at the store and she's just moving product, and you're like, what? I've seen one where a woman just walked out with a full cake because they raid up the cheesecake factory.
I seen that clip too. Yeah.
And I forgot what type of thing that they said to get away with what was really going on. But at the end of the day, how do you guys feel about the protests going on?
As long as it keeps it peaceful and
as
much as possible.
As long as the intention is there and people are able to distinguish who is who, I'm fine with it.
That's a very important part.
Yeah, like, because the last thing I want is a misrepresentation and for somebody to turn around and heckle and say, well, we can't do certain things or we can't change certain things because, in your peaceful protesting, it wasn't peaceful. But it's like, well, you need to differentiate who were looters and who were people who were acting in this type of extremity, and then other people. Like, that's one thing I'm just like, don't be putting the blame on the wrong people at the end of the day. That's it.
I don't know.
But the other stuff, the protesting, I'm hearing all types of stuff for protesting. The one thing I don't like having conversations with people and they ask you if you're going to protest and you say no, but the assumption as if when you say no, you're not going to protest, it's as if you're not a part of the cause.
Okay.
Yeah. When I mean mad, I had a conversation with somebody, and the way that this person started this conversation, I was like, well, have fun when you're at the protest. And they're like, do you not believe? And I was like, not that I don't believe, it's just I'm not going to be there. I protest in different ways. My role is not to be forefront in the street protesting. That's just how I look at it. There got to be somebody who has the signs, someone who has the sticks, and then there needs to be someone who has the water bottle to keep y'all keeping shouting and all that stuff. That's how my role is, right? So not everyone has to be out on the street. That's how I was looking at it. But when that person said, oh, so you don't believe? There are different ways to freaking protest. Like, I was so livid when that person said that, and I got mad. Like, off the bat, was upset. And I was like, I think that's a message that I learned out of this whole thing too, that people's impact doesn't always have to be the crowd impact. You don't always have to follow the crowd in order to show your support. You can be doing things behind closed doors and protesting and doing that in a silence And that's what silent protesting is. To me, I think it isn't just walking out in the street. Silent protesting can be in different forms and experienced or expressed in different ways. So it's like, trust me, when I mean I was angry, I was angry. You could trust me, it's still hot in me.
Everybody asking you what cause are you? Are you on the side of because you didn't go to protest?
Just because I didn't go. That's what I was getting. I was like, this doesn't make me any less somebody. Me going there does not make me any more supportive, and me not being there does not make me any less.
You just say, I'm just not going there.
Yeah.
That's very literal. Like, I'm just not going there.
That's it. Like, who knows? I could have been walking up inside the what's it called? Canadian Chambers and having a whole script written out so I can be talking to everybody and talking about what's going on outside. That could have been it. But because I'm not outside being a foot soldier with you, oh, you ain't about the cause now. Oh, you might as well be Candace Owens. Like,
is that what
that is the anger.
Wow.
Like, no. Absolutely not.
Well, I do want to go to at least one protest. That's what I want to say. I want to go to at least
one.
I wasn't able. It was like too much protest. The protest came by so fast, yo. Like by the time I looked, there's a week of protest set up, and I'm like, geez.
Right.
I wasn't able to go to any because I was on lockdown, right? So it was like just watching everything. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna donate because that's all I can do. Like I'm looking at the foundations. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna donate here. I'm gonna donate there next week, and I'm gonna donate there the other week. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just keeping it two Virgils with y'all. You know? That's all. You're just trying to be. Just keeping it two Virgils. You know what I mean?
You know what? Don't be throwing shade at Virgil, man. Don't be throwing shade. Because you know what's crazy? We have to remember these people's money are bound to things, right? We don't know their bank accounts. So you don't know if trust me, I read the whole thing and people were going and throwing so much shade at the guy, talking about how he should have given more and supported more because he had all this money and stuff. And I was just like, yo,
$50.
What if that's what if the man has in his pockets? You don't know, because we have to remember, not everything is liquidated to some people.
Yo, this man selling mad socks and like handkerchiefs for like 25,000 because they're off.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's his business money. That's not his personal money. I mean, remember that business money and personal money are two different things.
Hold on, I'm gonna say this. For Virgil, I don't know him. I don't know what his bank book looks like or whatever, but I don't know. It just looked kind of shaky to me how it went from like him talking about how why everybody mushing up the store, looting his store, and the owner of the store is like, nah, it's all good. We can replace it.
With that,
you know right? What I mean? His friend was like,
nah,
super...
I'm here for the cause. I understand.
Right?
We can replace it. Because you got to understand, when people loot, like, I don't think people realize the whole, like, yes, the riots is the voice of the unheard and stuff like that. But please remember, when you see, like, them burning down a Target, don't think that the Target's hurting, you know.
That's insured.
Everything is right off. It's right off. Some cops, police...
Y'all be saying insured, like, but you guys got to remember.
It's written off.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
Target,
how?
Walmart.
How is it written off?
Walgreens.
How do you know
all these big
how? I asked you how.
They've set
if it's theft,
they said
you could call it
1925. I don't.
They've been insured.
Yeah.
Target's been insured. Are you crazy?
Renewed every year.
They have theft all the time. Theft. Normal common theft all the time. They have to insure. Of course, if they raid on the whole store, they have to insure that.
Structural damage.
Structural damage. All them sitting there.
They got.
Well, who said that's gonna be enough to like repair everything though?
They're insured. They have money to. They have money.
No, that's a fair comment. I don't know if they have. Let's say like no. Let's talk about like Walmart.
If you're covered,
I don't know if they have like 100.
That's like you like. that
Put it
I
like
kind of
this.
I try to put it down on a macro scale. I know everything doesn't really, not on a macro, on a micro scale. I know everything doesn't apply and the rules don't apply. There are certain things that do get exempt. But when you get broken up and hurt or whatever the case is, how easy is it for you to get your insurance?
What do you mean?
As an individual, not a business, not a sole proprietor, as an individual. When you
Well,
go
it
and you
depends if
apply
you're
for,
at fault. It depends if you're at fault.
right, so you have to prove that you're at fault first.
But you can prove it by looking at everything. I am not looting my own store. like a lot of
I
people
get
are not.
that.
A lot of
Yeah,
people, but don't get me wrong.
Go and
There
get
is
into like car accidents and they prove that they weren't the ones who actually caused the scene and whatever, but they still have to go through all the paperwork, go through all the headache, all the whatever.
Depends on the coverage.
You're
Depends on the
right.
coverage. But I
This is true.
guarantee you, Target,
That
these
what?
big multi-million-dollar stores
That
have
they got
proper coverage.
No, they got the
No
top
debating.
notch, yeah.
Top-notch coverage. That their money's coming in the same time. They're probably buying products. Like they're probably like, yes, good. We need to get rid of the overstock anyway.
See, there you go.
You gotta think. Like sometimes it's one of those things that it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if certain companies were like, oh, they're about to raid. We lost a lot of money off of COVID because a lot of people couldn't get into the stores. Let's just open this door.
Don't kill me. I'm rolling.
You know what
but
I
that's
mean?
what I'm saying. But that's what I mean. They have to prove that there wasn't their own employee that wasn't in collusion
Like
to
job.
help with the assisting.
How are you gonna prove that?
Of
Okay.
that.
They can prove it by saying the whole place is getting looted. Everybody got looted, and they have evidence showing everybody got looted.
That doesn't mean
Mere lady, I don't know if she's getting insurance. The wheelchair lady that decided to get
but okay,
extinguished.
I guess here's my thing. Wouldn't it make more sense that the insurance makes it more difficult for them to prove that they did not have any form of whatever it caused? Because then wouldn't that be more in favor of ensuring that the money stays within the people than it does the business?
Huh?
No, but
repeat that. It's like what?
Repeat matter though.
That's what I'm trying to.
Why wouldn't it matter?
Because I'm telling you.
Because I know
you had police.
Wait, hold on.
Their own.
I know you use the example like an individual versus a corporation, but you got to understand like corporations has more pull.
They have more pull. Corporations have more pull. Target has more pull. Like I wouldn't be surprised of money.
Influence. Power.
Okay, but money and influence are one of many things. But two, for an insurance company to protect itself, we have to think of precedence. If anything happens, right? Because if anything happens, you got to think of it in the long term of these insurance brands.
So
if they go and claim, if they claim when somebody has been a part of what's it called, Target, and they easily give the money over so willy-nilly without actually proving to see if it was any of their own staff that were looting, that any form of collusion and involvement in it, that sets precedence. So then anyone can turn around and say, well, listen, this is how you guys are running your operation. Clearly, it's a money scandal thing because why? People can go in there, break whatever during protests or whatever reasoning that they want to have.
When it's a riot, there is no way you can prove that right now. There's no way.
Of course, there's ways that you can prove that.
I mean, you can lock your store, and if someone throws a brick, I mean, that's ball.
You can lock your store if someone throws a brick. It's ball game.
Yeah, but what happens if that was Stephanie from aisle 5?
You can't prove that. How do you prove that?
I mean,
how do you prove that Stephanie from aisle 5 from
Tools or
from Tools was throwing the brick?
Was she masked up?
Like, cut it out, Z. Cut it out.
No, but for me on the insurance side, that's what I would look at it from the insurance side. At a corporate individual, you shouldn't be able to access your money so quickly because then I think that would add a little bit more protection, right?
The amount of coverage, it's nothing to write all this stuff off. I'm just gonna say that there's no other way of saying it. There's nothing to write this stuff off. You could say that it's a government thing. They can write it off by government. They can write it off by insurance. These big companies, they're not hurt when these things happen. They burn it down. They burn it down. They build a new one. Small companies, I can understand that they're hurt because some people put their life savings into that.
Right.
A lot of people put life savings into their Target as well, but at the same time, they're covered because it's like a franchise. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised. I am not surprised that police cars, the police cars that are burning outside, are old scrap cars that they're like, God, we're waiting for a day to get rid of this, but they don't want to get rid of it. The siren doesn't even work or something, and they're like, yo, we need to find a way to get rid of this. Let me just park in the middle of this angry people.
That's another factor too, and they get insurance too.
But that's what I'm saying. But then that's wrong.
It's wrong. But that's how things get done. That's how people are.
And that's the part that I'm trying to talk about. That's the focus. I mean, yeah, okay, this group of people, whatever. But the fact that the person is intently putting it in harm's way so they can get a write-off from insurance.
It's effed up.
We don't know how many of those looters are in collusion with Target. So the fact that our money or whatever money that is being put into insurance
money, not my money,
needs to be put in. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's like those kind of stuff needs to be looked into. So things can, but no, who's paying attention to that kind of stuff? You know, like that's the last thing. You're going to have this company continue to flourish because what? Oh, because there was this whole stage thing that was going on outside of our windows. We couldn't control it. Oh, when it could have been Becky with the good hair who really threw the brick, and then they get to claim the insurance and but they keep striving, even though they colluded to do that shit.
I'm gonna tell you this: it doesn't matter if it was Becky from Al.
It does matter.
It doesn't. No, I'm gonna tell you this.
When my black-owned business.
I'm not talking black-owned business.
No,
I'm talking Target.
When that happens, but that's what I mean. It's setting precedent. If Target gets the ability to do such thing, and me as a black-owned business, when I come and I say, hey, my shit was broken down too, where's my insurance? No one needs to be giving me any attitude, and I need to be able to get my money and get it run it now.
Most likely you will. Most likely. Sometimes they'll be harder. But
why are we being harder? If we were very easy with Target,
it's a big there's a difference. Okay, there's a difference between big money and small change when it comes to like
those people.
Like
but those people trickle down the power. That's the thing. So if whatever's going on top, I want to hold myself to the same shit that these people are getting. No offense, I'm not trying to think. I don't make myself. Yeah, you may have the more power and resource attainable to you, but it doesn't mean anything.
That's not how it works. Yes, it makes sense.
How many of us worked in corporate America?
But it's simply how it is. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Have worked in corporate America.
Not corporate America, but at the simple
You've
fact.
Worked in corporate Canada?
I've worked in Canada. And I've seen small business do this. I've seen small business do this. And I've seen big business do it. I talked to corporate people that told me this is how it gets down.
Okay.
Hold on.
That's who you've talked to. But I'm saying you.
And it's
okay, but that doesn't mean I believe movies.
It's been factual. It's been happening.
Okay.
Why do you think? Hold on.
Why am I?
Why isn't okay? Hold on. Question. Why isn't Target saying don't burn down my store? Target never has addressed this. They saw people. Everybody's seen the video with Target.
Exactly.
Why hasn't Target said
exactly?
Why are you burning my store down? Don't burn down my store.
Exactly. Why? That should be a really good question.
Because they're getting written off. They're not hurt.
Target isn't.
They're not.
Exactly.
They're not getting hurt. But
why are they not hurt though? Why are they not affected by the injustices of other people dying? Think about that. How is it you as an establishment?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'm talking about. Hold on. I think we're getting like.
We have to time travel a second because I'm.
Yeah, I'm getting confused where you're going. Yo, I don't know where you're going, but
I think the.
I mean, I know I can't talk about corporate US. I can't talk about their market and corporate America. I cannot talk about corporate Canada either, because I do not have any background knowledge, nor do I have any experience within those institutions, within those markets. I know that if I were in a position to do certain things, if I see and I understand in the long term it's not beneficial for people, then I would ensure that that shit doesn't budge. Like, it's not going to go forward. And the reason why, because I believe in precedent. If other people have had certain things happen to them, it lets other people get away with a defense that, well, it was done before. So therefore, if they were able to get excused with it, then I should be able to get excused with it. So certain things that are wrong, and people can then lay on the defense for that stuff, I'm sorry, I can't, right? So that's my understanding. If I see Target not having a qualm, a quarrel, or whatever from all of this civil, social, economic impact, and they are still afloat, there's a question.
Target will always, I'm going to say like this, Target, they haven't been dented by anything like this because people need Target. That's one.
Do they?
People need Target. Like it's a store. It's like,
is it that they need Target, or is that the fact that nobody else is right
community,
now
hold on.
compete?
People in that community needed Target. People in that community need Target. Put it like this: COVID just happened, so people are not working. No money's coming in. People are waiting for Trump to give them a little money. And Chuck, I don't know if Trump gave it to it yet or delayed it or whatever.
That's delayed.
So whatever is going on, they're not getting their money. This outrage happens. People will capitalize on it. People, whatever. Target is not losing a dime.
Yet.
They're not losing a dime.
Yet.
They're not.
And you know what? I'm going to say yet because
maybe later.
I know for sure that they're going to be affected. It's just maybe it's not being broadcast. Maybe it's not being broadcast. Maybe they don't want to sweat yet because they want to see their competition sweat first. Maybe it could be all these other reasonings as to why. But because right off the bat, after a month, how many places were saying that they were bankrupt? Target has not said anything about needing any assistance. Has what? That can't be. That can't be. There's stuff that we're not being told. The media so far has only been telling part of the stories anyways. So
hold on. You gotta
wait, we have to time travel again. Hold on.
You really gotta think about what I'm saying to you. Target is already making profit, right? So they'll probably lose money in the profit, but they have enough profit to be sustainable to do whatever they want to do. Okay. Plus, they are insured. It's a big franchise company. They're insured for any type of situation, slip and falls, this and that, all these situations. They are insured.
It's hurricane season too.
Hurricane season, act of God. These big companies are insured for every situation. Everyone.
Who's their insurer?
And let me tell you something. They are layered up. It doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
Wait, Z.
Don't tell me it doesn't matter.
Wait, I don't understand.
Of course it matters. These insurances are attached to banks that you and I go and bank out of. So of course it matters.
So are you saying because we don't know who the insurer, it doesn't exist, or
it doesn't exist?
Like,
is that what you're saying?
Like,
so
I don't understand.
You don't know the banks, the insurance. That means the insurance doesn't exist.
No, I'm talking about what type of return are they getting from their insurance? That's what my question is.
Enough to make a new store.
Because did you know BMO is insured, right? And on a credit card. And BMO, the person, whoever, if they get sent to credit, for example, BMO gets the full payment of whatever you did not pay. But you're able to negotiate as low as 75% off of the debt. So this is why I'm asking. So are they getting the full amount from their insurance? Can people negotiate all the way down to 45% off? What?
I'm going to say it like this. I'm gonna say
that
like
makes
this.
a huge difference. It does, because then you're getting paid your debt plus whatever else.
I'm gonna say it like this.
So that's double dipping.
Due to a pandemic and due to rioting just happening all around
the world,
that state and around the world, where looters are happening, all that stuff. These companies, the only thing they're losing is the stuff that is in the store.
Are they?
They are insured. They have to be insured, and they are insured. Corporate money is different. I'm not saying small business is small change, but, and sorry if I offend anybody by that. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just I'm trying to say this. When you're making a certain amount of money, you hear more money, more problems. There's more rewards at the same time when it comes to like what you're covered. When you can't, like, for example, if I buy a car that's like 2020 whatever, and I'm not gonna buy a car that I have. I'm gonna buy the car that has full coverage. I'm not gonna buy just to have liability. No, I want full coverage just in case anything happens. Anything can happen.
Understood, but certain insurances, that's why you got to shop around, right? Because certain insurances,
it doesn't matter what they pay out to the insurance. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's what
that's not what I'm talking about either.
Oh, okay, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. You're arguing against me. You don't even understand what I'm talking about.
Wait. What are you saying? I don't think anyone, because I think the basic point was franchisee or anyone has insurance, whether they run a store, they're small, large, franchises. So what's the point that's being made? Because even I'm being like, okay.
Okay, the point I'm trying to make is Target, all these Targets, police cars getting burned down, corporations, big corporations that are getting looted and stuff like that, they are not losing money.
Right.
Due to insurance.
Because you're saying due to insurance.
They can write it off.
Right. And then my whole thing is, how come no one is looking at that as a problem?
Because...
As in general? Like...
What do you mean they're not looking at it as a problem?
They're not being hit at all financially.
They're not gonna get hit because it's not them looting their stores. They can't prove that.
Right. And then the whole argument after that was that we don't know. So it was, these guys are insured, so they're going to be fine during this whole situation, right? And I said, okay, but what happens if it was a colluded act? So though their insurance, their insurance is covering them, this could have been the perfect opportunity to collude and have your own staff looter your shit, okay? Because then, as you guys are saying, insured by insurance, they're gonna get the money all right back. So then the next question was, well, how much and what insurance company are they under in order for them to get the amount of money to be received back to cover, right? For the coverage. And then I explained, BMO, for example, they have the ability to double dip, right? So they're double dipping on the fact that if you get sent to credit union, they get paid for your debt, right? But then they have to retrieve money from the person so they can double dip. So that means whatever, and they can go down so this is why I'm asking all this stuff. So they can ask to negotiate, the person can negotiate as low as 75% off of the debt that's owed. So then they received money from insurance, from your debt. And then if you paid into it, they receive that too. So if your debt was $1,000,
that's not true. The agency pays for your debt. They pay it off. They pay for your debt. You can't double dip if they're paying.
Again, whose policy is what policy? And then that's why I'm asking. So if that is what they're paying, that is how much they take off of you. Then how much do they collect from you? Okay. So your debt could be $1,000 and you pay whatever, plus the insurance, you pay whatever, say you pay only $700. So they get $1,700 from you.
Wait, but you gotta understand, we're arguing a what if though. That's like
Yes, but that's what I'm trying to say. The fact that they're so calm during this whole thing, no one's questioning that. You get shit.
No one is
back.
gonna question that.
The whole
No one is gonna
war is in
question
front
that.
of your doorstep.
No one
And
is
you're
going to
chilling.
question that. No one is going to question that.
All right, then I'm the only one who's questioning it.
No one is gonna question that because
I'm questioning why.
because
How
there's
y'all
no
not
way.
sweating?
There is no way you can prove that it's colluded
That's what
when
I'm saying. You have to
every
prove
other
it first.
store around it is getting looted as well.
Yeah.
We can't.
That doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything. It's called diversion for a reason.
Can we switch the topic?
No.
Please, can we switch the topic?
No, I understand.
But why?
No,
I'll laugh if this all of a sudden comes up and targets like thing for collusion and I'll laugh so hard.
I understand what she's saying.
I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not saying it's not collusion, but right now you're not gonna be able to prove it.
You have to prove it first before we go.
There's no way
they have
you can
video
prove
cameras for a reason, and
yes,
they have
video cameras.
for a reason.
Yep, they have video cameras seeing police officers hitting the auto zone. But if they can say, "Hey, you know what? We don't know if it was cops. They say it's cops, but hey, my insurance here says that theft, stuff like that is all covered through my insurance, and I pay you a certain amount for this to be done. So and it will be done. Simple as that.
Okay, cool.
There's no other way around it. That's just how insurance goes. You pay a certain amount.
I think they have over how many stores in the state? They have like over 200 something stores in the state.
Or 200 stores.
So if they lose
are gonna be applying for what?
No, like basically if they lose a couple of stores, they're like, we'll just remake them in a different place.
They lose it, they replay in another place.
Target, Walmart, Walgreens.
You think Timmy's was hurt when COVID came through and shut down some stores?
Yes.
Timmy's is hurt?
Yes.
Yo,
people are still.
You want me to tell you how Timmy's is hurt? Let me tell you how Timmy's was hurt when some stores closed.
They had to downsize.
You know when you get a free coffee and you drop it on the floor? You go back and you just get another coffee? That's how they're affected. They weren't affected in no big way that it's like, oh my gosh, we lost an asset. The only people that act like that is the people that act like they own the store and they have a big ego. And they don't even make corporate money.
Sure.
But yeah, back to the protests.
I mean, well, why did Virgil get so upset then?
Virgil's not even the owner, but hold on, you're proving my point because Virgil's not the owner of the store. The owner of the store said, it's all good, I can replace him.
Right, but Virgil, well, you know what? I think
why would Virgil be upset?
Because I think it was kind of setting. Because I think it's setting the precedent on the fact that like there are people who can't have these guys in the media not sweating. If this is my livelihood and this is the only income that I have, and I can't rely on the government because whatever, or the media because of whatever, this guy saying, oh, well, my insurance, how many small businesses, like businesses altogether, how many people actually have insurance and can afford insurance? And then are looking at this situation as like, okay, well, it's okay. I got brighter days because, I got insurance and whatever. Right. Virgil makes how much money and was sweating over the fact that
sweating. He was complaining.
He was upset. Yeah, he was upset.
He was complaining.
He's saying his forehead was shiny.
But the owner of the store said, don't worry about it. He understands. These guys are getting stuff right off.
But is that right?
Well, can you prove that it was them that are colluding to someone stealing their store? No, you can't.
Because we're arguing what ifs. And what if
there's a whole bunch.
I get that they're what ifs, but those what ifs help you in the long term, right?
And at the same time,
you gotta make sure that you're ensuring security for yourself and for future people when they establish certain things.
At the same time, I'm like I said, I don't really care about these big corporate business, that Target, that's whatever. Yes, it hurts to see the small business that didn't get the chance to have insurance or whatever, yes, that hurts. And that's where, yes, the protest.
And we have to also remember there are black owned products that are in these Targets too. Are they insured as well?
Well, of course they are.
Yeah, they're insured. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course they are. Well, of course they are. When some products they already bought already. That's why they're in there.
Target is a distributor, so
the distributor. So
when
they they buy the part, they buy it,
yeah,
and then they sell it for whatever price they want to sell it.
they want, yeah.
That hair store already got their money. That hair product already got their money.
They already got their money. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, see, that's actually how it works.
That's how it goes. That's how it is.
All
but
right.
yeah, hey,
just letting the people know how it works.
Okay.
No, you walk into the store, all these products you see are bought and paid for. Bought by volume. So to buy, I'm gonna buy 10,000 of this, 10,000 of this. This is my price. Okay.
No one makes a percentage off of the sales still, or it's just bought out?
Well, it depends what contract they have.
Yeah, it depends on contract.
But at the same time,
with their retailer,
when it comes to theft, that's not their problem.
Whose problem? The store owner or the
store's problem? If it's a percentage, whatever it is, that's probably already, all that stuff is probably already in whatever order they have. Whatever orders, all that stuff.
So help me clarify, because I think you said two things that just made me very confused.
Okay, Z, so JB, let take this. Z, you have your cards, right? You go to Target. I want to make a deal with you.
Yeah.
And okay, you're negotiating a deal. Target says I want to buy 20,000 of your cards at this price.
Right.
Money goes in your hand. You're like, oh, deal.
Okay.
The reason I do it because I want my products on the aisles. I want people to see it. Blah blah blah. You're paying early. At this point, if the Target could get hit with a meteorite the next day, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what the situation is, because you got paid already.
Right.
Right. At most, you'll lose eyes looking at your product. So when you negotiate again, they'll be like, "Oh, we like your product is really selling. Let's buy 30,000 this time." That may be the only drawback. You may not have a future one-on-one business together. But as soon as
But here's the thing.
So there's no ongoing flow then of money.
Sometimes there's already an ongoing flow. Maybe there's a contract for 3 years that you're supposed to have it in the store.
It depends on.
And you're supplying it. Okay, so that's the other option. So there's one option. That. Okay, so I just want to set the table, right? So there's one option where they say we're gonna buy a certain amount of units. They pay you out. That's it. You've been bought out. Then the second option is
just to pause you a second. They make their money back. So anything, guys, I'm gonna break the secret to you. Retailers
sometimes they'll buy your stuff and then they're selling it for double the price.
It's all market.
Right. Okay, so then that's one way. Then the other way is that it's like a cash flow. They say we're gonna have your stuff on a term, and we're gonna be able to be your distributor or place of distribution. And we say we give you a year, but you get the amount of money plus pay off for your leasing of having shelf space, essentially.
Okay, yeah.
Yes?
You're buying
okay, so then that would be the other one. So that one is not protected per se, because it's a continuous term thing versus being the paid out one.
I believe it's protected. The reason why I believe it's protected is because
it's not guaranteeing your full year, but yes.
It's not guaranteed, but I believe it's protected. But that's the thing.
Why do you feel like it's protected?
I believe it's protected when it comes to certain causes, not like necessarily single theft, but a riot, looting,
hurricane.
I feel like hurricane,
lava,
some
I don't laugh at that.
Meteorite, all these things. I feel like, hey, you can say, hey, this is what happened. All my product is gone due to this thing, and maybe you guys have to battle that out. But at the same time, I don't think people are actually going to like Walmart and saying, hey, it's weird. It's just a weird type of contract to have that based off.
Well, I mean, it is.
I know.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's out there, right? How many people actually know that these are options? And these are some of the things that some business owners are having to face with. And I understand we can differentiate and say we are the people and we're not considered business entities, or we can act like we don't have businesses ourselves and we're just being sole individuals, because clearly we are differentiating ourselves from these like titles, right? So So I gotta ask, like, it's something that I'm questioning on. So it's like the protection part. That's the part that I care about at the end of the day, right? I'm ensuring that everyone's okay. So even though, on the other side, it could simply be like, yes, Target is great, but the products that are in there, especially products that are black led, black run, black owned, whatever, are they also being protected? While these looters are out here doing shit, because that's taking money out of the pocket of black donors.
I'm gonna put it like this.
No,
I'm gonna put it like this.
They got their check.
Most of these stores, they're buying, let's say, a black product, any product. They're gonna buy it by bulk, and then mark it up.
Yeah, and mark it up. Yeah.
Right.
But we just established there's two types of contracts that can be given.
There are two types of contract, but the main one is the one that's gonna give them profit.
Okay, I get that.
And the one that they're technically gonna go for every time is the one that, hey, I buy this much. Whatever you say your profit margin is, you gauge it. You want to make 30% more per bottle. You guys could do your contracts, call your lawyers, sign, seal, delivered. Boom, that happens. You get your money regardless. You know what I mean? Even if it burns down and stuff like that, they can say, hey, it burned down. We didn't see the full potential. Buy it back. But at the end of the day, there's no loss. There is a loss, but there's not a loss, I guess.
You're part of the community.
Oh, Jamie, you just said a good word. Buyback. Buyback's a thing too. If it's not working out and you're not selling as much, they say, you know what? We're gonna clearance your stuff, and then you're gonna buy it back on the low. It's a dirty game. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother topic.
I mean, that's an interesting concept right there.
But at the end of the day, like I said before, and I strongly agree, and I strongly believe that Target and government stuff, like government funded stuff, it's a write off. It's a write off if you mush it up. Not saying you're supposed to go and mush up place because it's a write off, but the simple fact, because some things you got to remember. If you mash up the one no frills that everybody has to go to loot, now everybody's struggling to find food because that no frills mash up. You know what I mean?
That's a fair point. Yeah.
That's why when I said last week, there's a way to protest and the way to think that, hey, don't mash up your own community while you're protesting. Now, in regards to protesting, because I'm trying to get out of this as soon as possible. Like,
but it's prevalent in our community right now. You can't be running away from it.
I'm not running away because I know I'm right on certain things here. I know I'm right when it comes to like the profits and all that. I know I'm talking the truth.
People want to talk about it all the
time. When it comes to protests, I like what I see with the protests. Everybody riding out for the protests. The Amish stopped churning their butter. They came with the horse and chariots pulled up. Batman pulled up. Elmo pulled up. Not making no joke about it, but like I think it's very obvious that if the world is all saying the same thing, maybe sometimes I wonder the authenticity of people that say Black Lives Matter. Because I've been it's funny because it's like there's this sense of solidarity because everybody's saying it, but sometimes like Twitter and people are like, you were saying Black Lives Matter after what you did? People are getting ripped from left, right, and center. Like even the football teams talk Black Lives Matter. If you're black, bring back Kaepernick. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things going on.
My mom said the other day they should actually let him play now because at this point, like
they should let him play.
At this point,
there's a battle.
They need to give him back retribution for the fact that he was cut out. They need to do a whole lot.
No. What? No. Kaepernick got his money.
And
he settled. He did it. No, he did a settlement. He did a settlement, but he can't talk about it. So we don't know anything about it.
See, and that is what silencing is.
When it comes to Cap,
I'll say he got silenced. I can agree with that.
He got silenced, but hey, who knows? We don't know his intent. We don't know anything. I'm not gonna assume that it was. You know what I mean? But hey, he put something out there that, and he did it the most peaceful way possible. And it's still like, you know what I mean? There's still some type of impact. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say that when it comes to where was I going? Because I was saying, oh, I don't mind the protesting, the peaceful protesting. There are some looters, there's some rioters, but we need to stop being like, oh, they're looting and rioting up the place. Why are people looting and rioting up the place? There's a reason for everything. It's not like it's like, oh, you know, people like I said, some businesses they could get that back. We can't get life back.
You're right, yeah.
So it's not about these big corporations. It's about someone's life. So yeah, people are upset. Like you got to think about it. COVID, everybody's sitting home, and then everybody's watching the same footage. Everybody's seeing the same thing happen. People are gonna get fed up.
The one thing I do in social media, I don't like or retweet it. I don't even,
I
don't
heard,
share
I
it.
watched it, and I didn't watch all of it because I can't, I can't do those stuff anymore.
You can't watch it.
That thing is kill it. Like it hurts, and then you get mad, angry, and then you want to do something, and then like.
Do you guys ever go to somebody and show them, and just be like, "Look at what happened today," and then just show them?
I don't.
Someone did that to me.
No.
Someone did that to you. Wow.
Someone actually did it to me, and I was like, clearly, people who can do that and sit through the whole thing have no empathy.
Yeah, there's been 17 murders since the beginning of the protest, and I'm gonna say this. Honestly, I want the same protest energy to be in the like whatever leaders' phone lines and emails.
Mayor, premier.
I want
statesman.
I want everybody to have like
City
because
council.
I've seen what certain people did. They did like a template and they send it to everybody to write their name in the template and send it off to the mayors and all these people. Like, get some templates out, send them out. We need to flood the phone lines. Flood the phone lines to all these people. Flood the emails to all these people. Like, say that this is not a joke. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. If we have the same energy to stand up and protest, and you see people out there taking fake pictures on road, and people are like, oh, you know what I mean, throwing signs up. I want to see the same energy when we're done with the protest now.
I don't.
Flood the lines, flood the things, and then be informed, so you know who to vote for your leaders to get your leaders out.
I just feel like there needs to be a town hall meeting, and everyone needs to find themselves there. I'm actually shocked that wasn't even established. Like, how many of you guys heard your city district since this all has been going on?
It's not the smartest time to have a town hall meeting. I mean, there's COVID right now. I mean, if there's a virtual town hall meeting, sure.
People are on a street doing things, handing signs, holding hands.
But you gotta understand.
Really, I think people are.
That's the risk people are taking, though.
And I think they are willing. They are more than willing to show up at a town hall.
Let me tell you something,
James. Risk it. Love with the face mask on.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Not wearing protection though, but wearing the face mask.
You can't have a light. There have been virtual town hall meetings. That's what I'm saying. Yes, if there's a virtual town hall meeting, sure. But I doubt people are going to go to a town hall and actually like...
I think people are. I think they're willing to.
And
implement
to implement social distancing in the town hall, sure. But...
I don't care about no social distance. I care about, as we say, life. No?
Well, right now where COVID is taking people's life, I think social distancing is...
Well, it's okay. A few people can die.
I mean,
I can say that out loud.
Well, I mean...
Whoa.
A few people.
That's what some white people are saying as well. And white racists actually are saying as well. So we got to keep in mind on that.
Dr. Oz said that.
Yeah. But yeah, 5 seconds left. I will be back.
Yes. Man is texting me about this Candace Owens lady, and it's like driving me up a wall.
What episode is this?
91. Damn, we're getting close.
Is it 91
We're in
only?
91.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Technically, we're supposed to get 93, but that's a whole nother time. And
That's what I'm saying. I
discussion.
swear we're there. What?
Almost there.
93, 7 more to go before 100. We should be advertising what we're doing for the 100. If we have anything ready. Ready!
Now, since we're still recording, what's going on with Candace Owen and your friend?
Oh, it was Ryan Marshall. Ryan Marshall, man. The man keeps coming to me and he's like, oh, da-da-da, I'm gonna tear, like, I hate her, da-da-da. She's like, such a thing to, like, disgrace to Black people and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, that's great. Thank you for letting me know how you feel. But I have no energy to listen to this. Like, if you want to have an issue with the girl, go talk to her.
Okay.
Go deal with her.
All right.
Don't tell me about how much you hate her, because
all right.
what is telling me gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna jump back on this right now.
All right.
So you can talk in the meantime. So.
Oh Lord.
That's insane. I know my views are very different, but you know, it's whatever. I really be out here thinking you don't need to do so much, guys. You want to change some shit? Just yeah.
I didn't want to talk about the protest anymore.
Everyone be feeling that way, but you gotta if you want to make change happen. Do you know?
I mean,
you gotta have that energy, no? Isn't that what it is? If you ain't talking about it, you ain't about it. So he was like,
no, I'm not.
Wow, that's sarcasm. That's
yeah.
It's real.
Did you send the invite?
When I mean, like, when people are sitting there and saying to you, like, your establishment makes you not associated, like, I don't need to be a foot soldier with you, man. I don't need to be a foot soldier to show that I am caring about and trying to change and make revolutionary changes or advocating for injustice. Like, I don't need to be doing that kind of stuff. And then on top of it, it's like,
okay. All right. So we're back. So
just like so upsetting. Like, I just be upset, man.
Now I understand that everybody can go to a protest. So I guess we're gonna talk about that part. Like, not everybody can go to a protest. And for me, I just like I said before, I just want to see the same energy when it comes to calling the leaders to make a change. Calling the whoever the leaders are that, you know, run these certain things, judges, all these things. And
see, like, we should know the names of these people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We will know the names because I hope people have the same energy and take the time to inform themselves.
Right.
That's just what it is. That's just one of the things I feel will work.
Just a quick thought.
I
think I sent the video in the WhatsApp, and the writer of Dave Chappelle. I like how you just said it simple. Just hire Black people.
Oh, from
Neil Brennan.
Oh,
is it Neil Brennan?
Yeah, it's really simple.
Where is he from? He's from
basically Chappelle's show.
Yeah,
he's Dave's writer.
Oh yes. Oh, did you guys hear about the guy from Reddit? He stepped down and he's like, fill it with a Black person.
That's
Serena's husband, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, some would argue he is leaving a burning house.
I was dying.
And not really fixing the situation. He's more
right.
I mean, it is a smart move. Yeah, if you see a burning house, you have to leave the burning house, if that's what they call it. But
I like his answer though. Just hire Black people.
I just
don't.
But it's not that simple, man. It's not that simple.
Yeah, it is. Just don't be a.
What do you mean it's not that simple to hire Black people?
Not that simple.
Don't be a POS.
What do you mean? Explain that.
Don't see a name and just be like, nah.
Hold on. Explain what it means. It's not that simple to hire Black people.
Because that's the first step. You know that, right? They see the resume, they see the name, ethnic sounding, and they go, no.
I know.
Yeah. So that's how I'm saying. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, just make sure that they are qualified. That's all. Because that's what a big argument for a lot of people is. They're like,
there are people that are qualified that just
That gets
don't get.
Yeah,
the
they're
message.
just not getting hired. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, if we're gonna do that, yes, do it. Hire Black people, but don't hire unqualified Black people.
Actually,
Because then I don't want to hear that.
I'll give two arguments actually. If you really want to equal, hire whack people from every color, because that's actually fair. Or
No.
Hold on.
wait, hold on. You either hire. I heard a comedian said this one time. You either hire all the whack people of every color, so it's even, or you take out the whack people currently and hire qualified people. You can't have it both.
Now, here's my question. Define qualified. Qualified for the
Somebody-
job?
Yeah.
Does that mean experience?
Experience, education, whatever.
So no buddy system, like, oh, this is my friend.
Yeah. Not like how Toronto is with its high form of nepotism.
Hold on. So,
Because
okay.
we have high form of nepotism over here, whether people want to admit it or not.
Now, so wait.
Yeah,
Because
there have been cases where people are hired just because they want to fill quota, and then they want to say that they're obliging to affirmative action, but they really aren't. And the person is not skilled or able to actually complete the task. So it's like,
No, that's part of the problem.
but yeah, that is part of the problem.
What up?
So basically,
So it's like, hire somebody
qualified, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you say qualified, but here's the thing. When you say qualified, does that mean experience? Because there's a lot of people that are qualified that don't have experience.
That's what I said, experience, knowledge, all the stuff that would make the person qualified. Whatever the meritocracy it would be. Yes. It's just the fact that, you know, your premise or your basis is on the fact that you're hiring somebody who is of this
Your sister
background.
Your sister says she wants citations.
With what?
I don't know. She just said, "Where? I want citations." I don't remember. But
wait, I was gonna think of it.
Yes. Don't get me wrong. There is some things that I'm like, hey, hire Black people, because some people they'll have like certain press releases that I hear. I'm like, my God, or certain ideas. Like for example, wrestling had some ideas that you were just like, yo, this was not smart. And where was the Black writer in the room to be like, guys, this is not a good idea. No, we're not doing this.
I don't think WWE even has Black, Middle Eastern.
You know what?
Asian.
No, I think no. Hold on.
Extend it.
Hold on. Kazim was Kaz. I don't know if you guys know who Kaz was. I think he was working under WWE for a bit. I don't know if he still is, but he was Black and he did some stuff there too.
So one, okay, that's my point.
You said none, so I was just like, well,
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We're qualified.
Sometimes it's the one that says, "Hey, don't do this," and saves the whole company. You know what I mean?
The example.
There's a lot.
The example I was gonna say was there's an Insecure episode, season 1 is like early.
I really need to.
Getting Vince McMahon. Yes, he did. They threw away that. No one's seen that again. You have to find that on YouTube, and even though they streamed that.
Seen what?
John Cena's whole gimmick was technically, you know, we're not going there. Anyway, continue.
I was gonna say
yes, could you?
Just a simple point that in the first season of Insecure, Molly was working at the law firm, right? Was majority white. And one of the hires they had was a secretary that was a little less educated, but they wanted to fill, you know, their quota. And then she ended up getting fired later in the season because she was talking all loud.
I don't think she was a little less educated. I think she was actually just.
Yeah, but the way
she wasn't professional.
But that's the thing, though.
It was no. It
was
the
professionals.
That she was easy to manipulate. They had bubbled her up because I remember watching that episode so much, and she even tried to come in and protect her. And she was like, "Listen, they be loving my jokes. They be talking all this stuff, and they be whatever the case is. You just hating. You just a hating Black person and can't see me get to the top." And the girl was like, "All right, I tried. And then she got fired because
fired,
of the same things that the girl was trying to talk to her about. Okay.
So it wasn't that she was underqualified. She just wasn't professional.
She was just ignorant.
I think the higher point is she's just a quota. Like
yeah.
For this year we hired this black person. She didn't work.
The first season of Insecure. I don't think she was a. Are you sure said she was a quota? Because I don't remember hearing anything about a quota.
No, but
I remember just hiring a black person.
Because she was supposed to follow what's her name, and they gave it to her, and she was supposed to train the girl. And then she was like, "Oh, I can do the job, whatever." She was just ignorant, man.
First season, the first season, Molly, not who, Amanda? Was it Amanda? It's the first season of Insecure, yo. With Molly's firm that she was working with. They hired the other girl.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, she's talking to them." She's like, "Oh, you're just upset that they like me and whatever." And she's like, "All right."
Yeah, but like, that's what the thing is. It's professionalism.
No, it was just the fact that
no, she's a quota though.
Or she was a quota.
Yeah.
Okay, if she was a quota,
they thought that they could have full advantage of her.
Hold on. If it was a quota, by the end of the season, they should have hired another black person. They didn't, so it wasn't a quota. I think they just hired someone. She was black, and the concept of that was just showing the professionalism in the workplace. You can't be like that in a professional firm. As much as, and they're not gonna tell you, hey, you can't do that. They're just gonna let you run it in the mud. You know what I mean? So if it was a quota, they would have hired someone else that was black. They didn't, and they didn't show that. If they showed that, that's when you could have said it was a quota.
No, but that is the quota. No, the fact that is what it is. You get somebody who just doesn't understand the system itself, who doesn't know how to play the game, who doesn't know any of the like actual social what's the word? They don't know the social climate. Yes. Okay. Right. Or the dynamics. So it's like you engaging in certain ways is not a part of the culture, right? So it's like, oh, we're gonna let you think that you're okay, but really we're taking the security right off underneath you while we're, patting you in the back and saying, "Oh, that's so nice. That's great." That's essentially what it is. We can get rid of them whenever we want to. That's a quota filler. That's what she was.
No.
But what's her name? She couldn't. Hold on. As soon as she turned around and say anything, if she like nipped them up real quick, they knew.
I'm gonna tell you this: if it was a quota, they would be looking for another black person.
Which is fair, but Molly left after that, though.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a quota thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not quota. It was just they hired someone that was black, and the person wasn't professional on the job site.
But you just.
So what? Wait. But that is what quota is.
That's what quota is. They hired a black person. You said
when you hire somebody who is not qualified for the job, you just hire them just to.
A quota is hiring. Hold on. A quota is hiring someone from a different race in a firm to say that it's the okay, let's say the quota is like we need more diversity in the job firm.
Yeah.
Right? Correct. They will hire, let's say, for every 10 white people, there's gonna be 5 workers.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to make sure that's mandatory. If she came in, got fired, they have to find another black person to keep the quota. They didn't show that in the season. No, if they did, that's when you can say it was a quota.
No, I understand that point, but we didn't get to see it because Molly moved on from the place because
Molly was in the firm for like 2-3 seasons. The same firm.
Was it 2-3 seasons?
Yeah.
I swear it wasn't that long. But...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The quota for hiring a certain number of ethnic minorities. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with that.
But it was her pride believing that, they all like me and da-da-da-da, when it's not the case. You know what I mean? That's how she got fired. You know what I mean? There's a lack of professionalism. It wasn't about, you know what I mean?
Wasn't because she was just another black person.
But
Now you're thinking about the whole episode. Was it because she was just so
I'm not thinking about the whole episode again. I'm trying to switch the topic. Okay.
But the abstract of this was basically hire more black people.
Yes.
Professional black or qualified.
Yes.
Yeah. That's abstract of this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the question was, how do you define and what is considered qualified?
Yeah, because the reason why I asked how to define individual qualified because there's people that are qualified in regards to book smarts, but they don't have the experience.
Right. That's why I said all of the above.
I think your phone died. Did your phone die? Something?
Well, my phone died. Yeah.
Yeah, phone died.
Coming back. Don't worry.
She's coming back. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing, yo? That's not quota. It's hiring people of a different race, identity at a percentage. If a company is growing, then they have to find someone to maintain the racial percentage. Yeah, her shit was pride. Yes, it was. This guy said Team Lawrence. Yo, I'm still watching Score. I didn't watch the latest episode today. I don't know if they're gonna get back together though. Rayon, I don't know.
What?
I don't think they're gonna get back together.
You don't think so?
Who is this?
That's if they care about a percentage to begin with, Ira.
Oh, you're talking about the romance?
For people of color, no matter how much it grows.
And in the same positions.
Yeah, they'll keep the same 4 if the quota is reached. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, if the company's growing, I guess they have to keep that same percentage of quota or whatever it is. Because if someone calls it out or a union calls it out or something, I don't know how it works, but
yeah, they have to prove that the person was actually think for their job.
But
were they actually qualified?
I don't like I said.
But I mean, you have to have black businesses in order for you to hire black people.
There's various ways for our voice to be heard. There's various ways that we can attack the battle of this situation. So Rona is going to disable a lot if people. What's your new disabled word gonna look like? What's our new disabled word gonna look like?
No, world.
World. Rotted. I'm hooked on phonics.
Jeez. Can you imagine if a disability?
A lot of iPads on at restaurants.
New topic. So Rona is gonna disable a lot of people is which?
A lot of iPads at restaurants. A lot of self-checkouts. The gyms are gonna be like separated by plastic.
That looks stupid, by the way. I seen pictures of it. I'm just like, what's the
I mean, we voted into that shit, so
voted into what?
All this bubble life. We said it was okay to change the playgrounds from metal to plastic.
What? What are you talking about?
The bubble world. It's gonna look like we're bubble people.
I mean, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Once a vaccine comes, it's gonna be back to normal. Whatever that is.
Sorry. After watching that whole Bill Gates thing and seeing that is it France or Italy? One of those ladies were talking about how he needs to get sent to jail and that the UN needs to get involved and intervene about how this man's master plot thing of trying to like get rid of people.
Mass vaccination?
Yes. You know, so after all of that, yeah.
Who's taking a vaccine under Trump? Like, Trump is your guy, and you're taking a vaccine under him?
Sorry.
That guy? He has his hand in the WHO right now. You're taking a poke for him? Pause?
Like, I'm saying, bro. Vaccine where?
When they went sorry to say, Trump, I don't know if Trump is gonna... Trump, man. Trump is something else.
I think he'll lose. Like you can't have civil
unrest. This is the thing about Donald Trump, and people need to realize this. Okay, the way this is, Trump has a strong voting foundation. He's guaranteed that a certain group of people are gonna vote for him.
Now, would you describe this lovely group by any chance?
I don't know, because it could be anybody.
What do you think their characteristics may be?
But that support, no, I don't even believe it's characteristics sometimes. I think it's just certain people when it comes to money, when it comes to certain things, a lot of things.
Race.
Voting for Trump. Everybody else?
52% of white women voted for him, by the way.
But I think that's going to change because of what he did. But,
probably because of
I feel like a lot of things, when it comes to everybody else, they're picking for someone to vote. There's not one person that everybody's going to be like, okay, we're all voting for him. So the problem is, it's like Trump has 40%, and then it's going to be like 2020. So the majority will still be Trump. It's not like a leader that I hear that everybody's like, yeah, I'm going to vote for this guy to get Trump out of office. It sounds like a bunch of people. Remember, last year, a bunch of people voted for someone named Bees Nuts.
Wow,
they weren't taking voting serious at all out there.
Well, that makes sense.
We were watching it like it was a joke.
Yeah, because people don't take politics seriously.
We're watching the lines, and then I'm like, wait. It's one of those things that you're watching a ball game, and you're watching the polls, and then when it hit fourth quarter, you're like, wait, the game is this close?
That's because people don't understand politics.
The man said, "Bun up Xbox, PS5." Was it?
Rion's angry, man.
But I'm not gonna lie, PS5 is the thing, and that's exactly what I'm copping. I'm about to go. Oh yeah, shameless plug. Twitch at Lou Pistols. That's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be streaming right after. Just a shameless plug right there. And plus,
I think he's out though.
I think he's out. But
even though
I don't know what
Biden's not really. Biden's a whole other thing. But
yo, Delpesh, how much time you got left? Because I'm tired.
Man's tired of talking about protesting. Tired of talking about. Oh, come on, Jamie.
I worked all day today. You can
never be tired about life.
I worked all day today. I already brought up strategies. I already brought up
how to move forward.
Read the court document. Yo, let me tell you something. Anonymous showed up like, if there is the way I honestly see this, like, whole people going against this whole white supremacy stuff, it's like the Avengers Endgame. Like, we're at the part where the big battle happened and every man showed up. You know what I mean? The Amish showed up, like I said. Witchcraft people showed up. The Samoans showed up. Obeah man's down the road. All these different people are coming. And Anonymous showed up like Captain Marvel, yo. Just dropping beer leaks.
I was about to say like the white savior, but you know what?
Like, no, yeah. Fact checker stuff, Z. But anyway, the Anonymous showed up and started to like they came through and dropped bodies. Like, they leaked the paperwork. They leaked all the cops' emails. They sabotaged Chicago's phone lines. Like, listen, when Anonymous shows up, they show up. Like, remember the last time they showed up, they gave Kanye West a warning. I didn't even want to watch the documentary. The Jerry Epstein documentary? That's a nasty man. According to my boy Max. That's a nasty man.
Oh, man. And yet he's still in thing.
And apparently, that man funds the police to get away with beer sitting, apparently. But that's allegedly. They need to wipe super student net. You know what was actually more funny this week? I'm not going to lie. Was Justin Trudeau's stall, brethren. Y'all saw Justin Trudeau's stall?
This guy stalled like a good...
When that man asked him that question, the man said...
About wiping students?
He swallowed spit. Like, he didn't even know what to say.
Because I wonder how much that would
A little
be.
moist. Pause.
First off, how much would that be? And second off, what would happen if they did that?
What do you mean? What are you talking
What
about?
would be the what's it called? The outcome if they were to do so.
Z, I'm telling
right
you right
now.
now. Z, I'm telling you right now. Second baby boom.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
No, if you clear a student debt of everybody in the world,
Yes.
everybody, that's a second baby boom. Because now people got money. And when they got money, they're gonna be a lot of
I don't think anything's gonna change.
But what would happen in the long term? Because then wouldn't that then cause the GDP of each country to go down?
Depends how much
each one is under thing.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
When talk about if Anonymous wiped out student debt,
Mm-hmm.
what would happen?
I don't know about that.
What would happen? What would happen to the whole world? Because taxes do get collected for education and stuff like that, and those kind of institutions. So if it gets written off, those institutions aren't getting paid to keep themselves afloat, right? And then the taxes can't be taken, and you can't claim it on your taxes for education because you can claim tax for every time you pay into your education, right? So what would then happen? In the long term of it, it means it's great. Yeah, you don't have to pay debt, but then what?
I don't know. I don't know much about that, but I feel like tuitions are always going to be paid. Tuitions are always going to be paid. Tuitions will always be paid. Like to go to school, there's always going to be someone you're going to need the institutions to get the certifications to go to school and do all those things. So they got to get paid. So they're going to get paid regardless. So I don't know. Books, all those things, they're going to get paid regardless.
But James, I got 100,000 debt that was wiped out. Thanks, Anonymous.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pay
that's a lot.
I don't think Anonymous will do that.
To do that? Wipe out everybody's debt?
Yeah, I think you're taking too much from Anonymous, but shout out to Anonymous. I don't know what their actual goal is, but shout out to them. But I'm ready to wrap up. My eyes are burning now. So you wanna plug your what's it called, your cards again?
Oh yeah. So if you guys are interested in supporting, definitely buy a Black Queen card. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull them all up. They're going for $12.99 right now. You can DM me, Shopify, whatever.
Don't forget your second camera.
Oh yes. Woo! And soon there will be a set called 4 Queens. So right now it's just Black Queen, and then there'll be a set of 4 Queens. So I'll keep you guys posted. Yes.
I might as well plug my Twitch channel. I have a Twitch channel where I'll be playing video games. Twitch.tv at Lupistols, LU Pistols with a S in the end. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, a bunch of games there. When Last of Us drops, I'm gonna be playing that there, the story mode. So yeah.
I'm just gonna plug Cooking with Del Peach.
Cooking with Del Peach.
All kinds of stuff, pancakes, cereal.
Yes.
I said cereal.
Shameless plug.
Man's gonna do ASMR on cereal.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I could do that.
With the popping? Ooh, Rice Krispie popping? Ooh.
You guys are ridiculous.
Peanut butter sandwiches, yogurt. I'll be making.
Yes. Just enough.
Chicken nuggets, all that.
Yes.
But yeah. I just want whoever's still here, I want to thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions or concerns or complaints, send it to askthevent@gmail.com. All our socials and stuff is on the Instagram page at the Vent Pod. Check our link tree; it'll have all the links to the Twitters, the Instagrams, and all our stuff where the stream is on. We're also on YouTube, the Vent Pod. So, yeah. So Hope you guys stay safe out there. You
Yeah, man,
know,
stay safe.
take it easy. Don't just be safe. Be informed. Get your information. Learn what you need to learn. The more you know is half the battle. And yeah, good night, everyone. Good morning. Good evening. Black Lives Matter. This is the event. We out. Peace.